Hey, what's up guys? It's me again, here with another action figure review, and today we'll be having a look at Revoltech's newest release, Wolverine. Wolverine is number 5 in this series. We've got Deadpool, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Venom, and now Wolverine. And with these figures, the packaging itself is a work of art. Nice picture of the figure here, an illustration of Wolverine on the other side, some quotes and pictures on the side of the box, a lot of cool poses and quotes on the back along with a shot of the accessories, another picture of the figure on the other side, and the front again. So I'm going to take a second and get him and all his stuff out of packaging so we can have a closer look at it. Okay, Wolverine is out of packaging, and Wolverine to the tips of his mask stands at about 5 3/4 inches tall. Now on to Wolverine's accessories, and you get this Revoltech stand. I really like Revoltech stands. The base isn't overly large, and they seem to be pretty sturdy. They have the screws at the joints which you can tighten or loosen as you need. You get this extension, and he has a hole in his back you can actually plug these into. You get these very expressive hands with the knuckles on the fingers bent. They'll look really good with those claws placed in them. You get these hands with the trigger finger extended. I don't really think it's supposed to be a trigger finger, but probably more for like swords or something. So I actually have one of Deadpool's Revoltech swords here. We'll place it in his hand and see how it looks. Yeah, it's a perfect fit, so I think they had that in mind when they sculpted these hands. You get this slash effect, and it has a nice like pearl white paint on it, and it will plug into the stand they provided. You get Wolverine's claws, and the way you use these is that part on the hand pops out, and you can put these on a couple different sets of the hands they provide. I know a lot of people have complained that they are really large, that if he retracted these claws they would be up to his shoulder. And to those people I say, you have to remember this is a man with a healing factor with metal skeleton. He's not real. You get this screaming head sculpt. Nice sculpt on it. My paint is a little off in places on this. You get this head sculpt with kind of a gritting teeth look. He has this side open a little more, which I think was originally intended for the cigar they took away from us. And you get this hand sculpt, which was for holding the cigar that they took away. But before mine even came in, I made a cigar. I actually took a wooden dowel and sanded it down some. Then I painted it brown with a little red and black and gray on the end. So I'm happy with the way it came out. It looks really good. We'll put it in his hand now, and it is a perfect fit. Also, the packaging has this really cool backdrop in it, and all the Revoltech figures have came with really cool backdrops that I've actually pulled out and used for posters. Okay, now on to the Wolverine figure itself. I'm really liking this Wolverine figure. So far for me, this is the best 6-inch Wolverine we've got. I loved Wolverine in the animated series, and I know this is kind of a stylized version of that. It's Revoltech's adaptation to a couple different Wolverine styles. I really like it. I like this metallic blue they used on his shoulders and the other blue paint. He does have the tiger stripe look on the sides. Really nice. I like his boots. Got that X-Men symbol on his belt. And Wolverine is a shorter, stalkier character, and I think they pulled that off nicely with this figure. I know he's supposed to be a really hairy little guy too, and they didn't really add any hair or anything. I'm sure a lot of people have custom painted him some hair on. For me, it's not really a big issue. Maybe he shaved this day. They did a great job on the sculpt, on all this muscle definition. He's got some veins popping. With Revoltech, you are going to get a lot of great articulation, but you are going to have some odd looking spots, like where these shoulders rotate in, all those cuts and seams. Really weird looking to me. The whole midsection is actually a floating piece along with the belt. which I think helps it a lot. That way you can move it around when posing to try to hide some gaps. But I really think they nailed this Wolverine. A really good addition to the line. I know a lot of people's main complaint with these Revoltech figures were the shoulder joints. But with Wolverine having these shoulder pads, it really hides the bad look of the joint. With the other figures, you got a large gap between the top of the shoulder on the arm and where it meets the body. But that pad covers it really well on this figure. And on articulation on this Wolverine figure, his head is on a Revoltech joint. He looks up really good. He also has some movement at the bottom of the neck. You can look back even farther. So using those two together, you can bury his head in his chest. And again, you have these shoulders that swivel up and back. You have those double Revoltech ball joints at the shoulder. So you get really good movement there. It will go all the way around because that is where you'll get your swivel as well. This elbow joint folds in and out because it is a ball joint connected to the Revoltech joint there. So you get good movement there as well. His hands are on a small Revoltech joint. Then his midsection is one huge ball joint in there, which goes up into the torso and down into the waist. So he goes back a little bit. He goes forward really good. The top of the legs are actually on a ball joint, and then he swivels at the top of the thigh. He has a nice bend at the knee. Inside the boot, there's another joint, so the boot moves all over the place. It will swivel. It does pivot at the top of the boot. You have a Revoltech joint at the ankle. Moves down, moves up. You do get pivot with it as well. And you get toe articulation. So with this Wolverine figure, I think you get a nice combination of it looking good with those Revoltech joints and all the articulation that Revoltech offers as well. But now I will take a minute and get a few poses with this Wolverine figure. So there's Wolverine posed up on a Harley, and this has been my look at the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Wolverine figure. And while I was doing those poses, this figure is really not as frustrating to pose as, like, say, the Spider-Man was. I'm not sure about the Spider-Gwen or Venom, but this one seemed like it really wasn't that hard to get posed around. In my opinion, this is the best 6-inch Wolverine we have so far. I think it blows the Marvel Legends out of the water. I really do like this figure. I love the claws. Just everything about it is really cool. Although if you haven't been a fan of the other Revoltech figures, you probably won't like this one either. I really did like the other ones, so I enjoy this one. But that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye for now.